And we are back.
Back live and inappropriate.
We are
with the
live
Rat
and inappropriate and kicking just a little bit. So Rob's still here with us, by the way, so he is alive and kicking. He just had to step out for 1 second. But, one of the things we're doing, this is our one section in which we have everybody get involved. We sort of talk about a little bit about everything right there, including etiquette again, something that we've always been exactly. Can never get enough of talking about good etiquette right there. One of the things that Brett was talking about during the break, which I thought was pretty interesting, was how often somebody coming to Houston, and Jody, this is perfect timing for you as well, how many times somebody who's looking for a home in Houston is seeking out a home with a pool?
Okay, that's a very good question. And to be honest, the pool is a huge selling point. It's definitely a hot item. What I see is typically when I list a home with a pool, as long as we're listed in the right area, price range, so forth, those homes on average go, I don't want to give you a number, but very quickly.
Right.
Most people moving to our climate, they're aware, that it's warm. They're aware that it's the norm, and definitely easier to sell a home with a pool. I think it's a great investment. And again, we talk about the emotional side.
Right.
It's loving it. It's loving that outdoor space. Definitely a great selling point to have one.
And it
I like
also
that.
maintains the
norm.
family and house, though.
It's a bumper sticker waiting to happen there. Welcome to Houston, where warm is the norm.
Yeah, no, and it also maintains the family. I think it creates a great family dynamic because, you've got a pool in your house. We've spoken about this. You do a lot of stuff now at the house. It creates that family environment. Kids go to your house to hang out.
Absolutely.
Your children like to be there. Talk a little bit about that dynamic of having a pool.
Well, it's funny, too, because a lot of times people, when they talk about getting a pool, they look only at the investment side. And I always tell people, think about how much money you will actually save, especially with your children, because these kids stay home in the summer. All they want to do is be entertained.
Right.
Take me to the movies, take me to Splash Town, take me here, take me there. Since we have put a pool in, I can say without doubt, our expenses, our everyday expenses, especially in the summertime, have decreased tremendously because the kids stay home more. And like you said, instead of us going out to rent a place to have a party for their birthdays, we have them at the house.
Right.
Everybody wants to be, at your home when you've got a nice living space in your backyard.
We have one of the only markets in the US, from my perspective, where you drive around and you see a for sale sign in the front of a home, and there is a big red addendum on the top of it that says pool.
Right.
And most of the markets, from my experience, you don't see that.
Right.
So pools are a really big, and this comes back to people are asking for pools, and I know, speaking from other agents even last night, people go in and see a pool and it's like, oh, I really like the house, but we didn't like the pool. And I come back to the comment that I made earlier, which is, just keep it pulled back and focus on the things that you can change around the pool. Landscaping, tone, color, textures, all these different types of things that you can make it feel traditional. You can make it feel really contemporary. So keep the pool. Kids are going to have fun in it regardless of what they do, but let's focus on that impact and that fun and that lifestyle thing that you're just talking about.
It's just a house without a pool, but then when you put a pool in, now it's a crib.
That is correct.
You know what I'm talking about right there? No pool, that's a house, man.
Crib.
And it's interesting, the people do tend to focus on the financial side of it, but it's just like, it's a large investment, a very large investment. And so it is emotional. And people say, well, no, we just, a lot of people, when we start out in this process, well, we just want a hole in the ground with concrete in it, and we just want to get wet. But, once you start getting going, it's like, no, it's not.
Right.
It's
a lot more than that.
This is about, that water feature and how loud will that be, and the lights and the feel and the ambience, and what are we going to do when we barbecue? How are we going to move around this pool? So there's all of these things that we address from a design perspective to help walk them through how they're going to entertain and how that space is going to function.
I think that's so important that you brought that up too, because in my experience working with buyers, especially when that is just one of the criteria items that have to be, I need a pool. You start looking at homes based on the pool. So, while you're looking at it from an investment standpoint and going, well, gosh, I don't want to, go crazy. I don't want to spend too much money. going at the very bottom, of the barrel on what you're putting in your backyard is not a good idea, because at some point that's going to be a determining factor, of the wow, the first impression of your living space.
Yeah.
People think it's a big deal on the insurance too, but it's really not.
No.
Well, people think, it's this big liability headache, but all you have to have is a self-latching gate, and that's all. I mean, in city limits, you have to have a self-latching gate, but it doesn't cost you any extra big liability deal on the insurance to put in the pool. I mean, you want to up your insurance a bit to cover the value of the pool, but it's certainly not a drawback or anything to worry about.
We just had a big drop down here in the studio, by the way, because Rob's seat was occupied by Jody.
I don't know why
No,
she
Rob's
got up.
back there.
She was
Gosh. Now I'm having to look at Rob.
She was feeling guilty, and she actually had something to say. I don't have a pool.
Now Rob's here making love to the mic.
Yeah. but the other thing is sometimes people will sit there and go, because I speak to a lot of times, and they go, a pool, and you mentioned the emotional value to it. You're never going to get the value on a resale of a pool. Let's say you buy a home and you put a pool into it, and you expect to get $80,000 out because you're putting a pool in. That's not the case. And I think you spoke to this, is what is the case, though, is what you're going to be able to save and enjoy that doesn't have a measure
it's
of
a
value
lifestyle
to it.
choice.
Right.
It's an absolute lifestyle choice. And again, if you recreate at home and you're going to entertain your friends and family there, what kind of value do you place on that?
That's why the tagline for us is pools for the mind, body, and soul. And you know what? It's really what it is. A lot of people turn around and ask me, we want to do laps in it. Can we do laps? But the reality is that pool has been in 6 months. They aren't going to do laps. We come back to the time management thing. When are they going to go out there and do that? But you know what? The best thing, another one is depth. How deep do you want to go? It doesn't have to be 10 feet deep. It's not going to make a hill of beans of difference in relation to the temperature of the
Anything
pool.
over
The water
5'8" is over my head.
And one of the best cardio, and I'm going to address this with some blogs that I'll be doing as we're moving through the year, is just to walk around in that pool. The water resistance alone, and the fact that the water is taking weight off your knees, it's great exercise. Just walk around in the pool. It's all you've got to do.
A walkabout. In your pool.
Maybe a pina colada.
Perfect scenario is the pool on the lake.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Infinity Edge pool on the lake.
Oh, I've seen some of those, and they're absolutely stunning. And they do seem to go on forever.
Let's get you wet.
And I was Jody. We were at a listing. Did you really just say that? Okay, cool. I
get in the
caught that
pool.
right
Come
there,
on,
yes.
where are you guys going?
Yes, I don't know. We're the Rat Pack. What do you expect?
So mature.
And you know exactly where you were going with that. What are you talking about? But especially in Lake Houston, around the lake, you've had some listings with those Infinity Edge pools. That really adds and enhances to the intrinsic value and the look and feel of those areas, right?
Yeah, and what's interesting, even if you don't want to have a boat, go fishing, be on the lake, waterfront, and especially, one thing I always tell people, I didn't realize how beautiful our skies are until you spend time on a lakefront property, because it opens up the view. There is you feel like you're on vacation. We have beautiful, beautiful scenery if you're on the water. Now, you add an Infinity Edge pool to that, and you literally don't need to go on vacation this summer. It's
That's a good
gorgeous.
point. Even going, like, I go to Galveston, I go over the causeway, I immediately feel like I'm on vacation.
Yep.
I've seen.
Oh, we haven't heard from Dave, and he's
it's
he's
time.
chomping
I
at
didn't
the
know all
bit
the
over
ramps
there.
didn't
Stepped
know all
up to
this
the
pointing was
microphone and
about.
said something. Is that the idea? I've had pools and I've not had pools, and having pools is better for sure. There's just no doubt about it, especially for the kids. It makes your house a destination. We were always the house that the kids wanted to be at, and it gives you so much peace of mind.
Because you know where your kids are.
Exactly, and I don't have to stalk them, which was a really bad problem for me in high school. But I digress.
That they had to stalk you?
No. I was kidding, Rob, but I'm surprised you didn't pick up on that. Normally, you're a little sharper in the morning.
We'll talk more about that at breakfast. Exactly. What that means. We get a little more clarity.
No,
here.
pools are great, and obviously Houston is a great place to be. Coast to coast, from Lake Houston to Lake Conroe and south. It's an awesome market for all of us.
Tell the people who you're with, Dave.
I'm with the largest privately owned title company in the state of Texas, and now in the city of Houston, I might add. Capital Title. So we're delighted to be here. It's always fun for me, and it's
got
great
some
to
big
meet all these
changes
people.
coming up there in the Woodlands area.
We do. We've added a couple of big guns, and we're
I heard.
excited about having some. We've got 2 new escrow officers joining us, Ann Newton and Beth Grebe, and it's really, really a big event for us.
Well, Kevin Clark does it again.
Absolutely, he's amazing. He's truly amazing.
Absolutely. And I spoke with Beth, by the way,
did you?
on Friday, yes, via email. Just want to say that and welcomed her. But and what you do up there is absolutely, Dave, by the way, is a wealth of knowledge up there, not only for what he knows in the title business, but also who he knows and how he conducts business. Speaking of etiquette, one of the most, I'm learning a lot from him.
And one of our great rat packers.
And one of our great rat packers, that is correct.
Without a doubt.
Well,
we
I
are
do
coming
know
up
a lot,
against.
but when you live as long as I do, you have a tendency to know a lot. You know everybody.
Don't even talk about age.
Well, we're coming up against the show. I want everybody to give out their number one last time, if they don't mind, so that we can find out how to reach you. Jody, we'll start off with you. How can we reach you, Jody?
Okay, you can reach me by phone, 832-273-0867. The easiest is online, www.jodymanfred.com. Oh, and by the way, real quick, we were talking about pools, and we were talking about Infinity Edge pools on the water. I have one. Go to jodymanfred.com and check out the house I have at 1.975 in Kings River Estates right now. It's gorgeous.
Brett, how about you, buddy?
You can get me at 281-236-4344 or go to my website, which is probably the best way, at www.downunderpools.com.
Down Under Pools. Christy, last one right
And
there.
Call me about success through business etiquette. 281-658-2335.
2335. That is awesome. Well, let me tell you, I always like to end with a quote. There's no difference. When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left and could say I used everything you gave me. That's from Irma Bombeck, by the way. Love it. Until next time, we are out.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Rat Pack. The Real Estate Rat Pack is ready to answer your toughest questions. So tune in to the really big show every Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on 100.7 The Word